Hello, Periscope peeps and film friends. It is time for your Monday Movie Scope. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Jason? What's up, Elisa? What's up, Brandon? Thanks for tuning in about 5 o'clock every Monday. We'll take a look at the movies that I didn't get a chance to give the full review to. What's up, Caleb? Glad to see you. Thanks for the hearts, guys. We'll give a review to the movies that I didn't get a chance to get on the YouTube channel. Now, if you want to see reviews for either The Finest Hours or for Kung Fu Panda 3, make sure you hit up the YouTube channel. Just search for Aaron Dicer. Brandon, thanks for inviting your followers, man. I appreciate that. So, we're going to do some news if you want to. If there's anything you want to talk about in the news, let me know. Do some reviews, Jane Got a Gun and 50 Shades of Black, and then also some views, in this case on Making a Murderer, because I got a chance to finally dig into that. Jason, thank you for inviting your followers as well. So let's chat about the movies first. And anytime you have a question, anytime you have anything you want to know, just pop it in the Periscope. I'm going to throw this up on YouTube as well. And we'll go from there. And in fact, if you have a vote on what movie you'd like me to start with, feel free to pop it in. But you're running out of time because I want to talk about Jane Got a Gun. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. Natalie Portman is really good in it. I think it's getting negative reviews if I looked at Rotten Tomatoes and understood it correctly, which is a pretty easy thing to understand. It's not getting great reviews, and I think a lot of it has to do with the pacing of this movie, and possibly because there's nothing spectacular about it as a Western. It's very much just a, woman in the West. Do you know about the production drama? No, I do not, Caleb. Feel free to share. So it's pretty a straightforward kind of Western, and, you've got these characters, and they all kind of have their archetypes. But I actually found the story fairly engaging in a way that kept me with the movie. And as many movies as I see, that's, not something that happens necessarily every single time. So I was pleased to see that. I thought the performances were decent. I thought the movie was decent. If you like Westerns, I think you'll enjoy it. So something I would say, kind of a cautious recommendation for me, because I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but I actually had a decent time. What's up, Travis? What's up, William? Thanks for joining in. Feel free to ask any questions you have about the movies, or any news that you want to chat about. Let me know, and we'll do that. Jane Had a Gun was better than I expected, and also thanks for the hearts. Appreciate that very much. But I have to say, not a perfect film. There's certainly a lot of issues with the way these characters engage with each other. Didn't feel realistic at a few points. I wonder if that's part of the problem. Overall, I'd probably give it somewhere right around a B- for me. And actually enjoyed it more than I thought. They had trouble keeping an actor for the male lead. The director walked out. Wow! That's incredible. I wonder if that's shading the way people see these movies. See, I try to go into movies with knowing as little about that kind of stuff as possible. And I wonder if when people hear those kind of things, they assume movies will be bad. But I didn't think it was that bad. I really didn't. I thought it was decent. Ant-Man had, the Edgar Wright thing, and that still turned out to be a good movie. So, it can work, for sure. So that's Jane Got a Gun. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll move on to 50 Shades of Black. 50 Shades of Black was exactly what you would expect. Yes, Ant-Man was awesome. I was like, any man was awesome. It's a positive look on humanity. Any man was awesome. And any woman, for that matter. 50 Shades of Black is awful. I mean, it's awful in the way the scary movies are awful. If you enjoy parody, there may be a few things here and there that you may enjoy. The problem is, where is the Venn diagram for Marlon Wayans comedy fans and 50 Shades of Grey fans? Like, where do those things meet in a way that somebody who watched 50 Shades of Grey and saw the movie will get the jokes that he's trying to do here with the parody? It seems to me, if you haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey, almost 90% of this movie makes no sense. It's not like one of those parody movies where it takes its time and parodies a bunch of different films. There are a couple other movie parodies in there. There's a, what was the J.K. Simmons drum? I love them. Whiplash, right? So there's a little Whiplash parody in there, and there's, a couple other, no, actually maybe just one other parody. But for the most part, if you didn't see 50 Shades of Grey, there's nothing here for you to laugh at because you won't get the jokes. Not that all of the jokes are really that funny anyway. So, is Shades of Black worse? I had that conversation in my head. Like, which of these movies is worse? Yes, actually, it is worse than 50 Shades of Grey. That'll tell you how bad it is. I think because with 50 Shades of Grey, at least they were trying to do something there. Not that they succeeded, but maybe they were here too. I'm fighting myself. I'm debating myself. I'm about to flip flop. Call me a political candidate. I'm about to flip flop. I think 50 Shades of Grey is worse than 50 Shades of Black. There, I said it. Okay, they're both really bad. Let's just end there, shall we? So those were the two I didn't get up on the YouTube channel. So if you want to know about those, then there you go. I want to spend the rest of the time, unless you, yes, skip both. I think that's fair to say with any movie that starts with 50 Shades of anything, just go ahead and skip it. At least that's been my experience so far. I want to talk about Making a Murderer. Finally got around to starting the Netflix series, 10 episodes about, this murder case in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, I think is where it is. What people say, well, Jason, you got to live with that, man. You got to live with that. What people say about Making a Murderer, that do not start it if you don't want to finish it, is true. My wife and I started watching it on Saturday night, and bad mistake. Started at like 9 o'clock at night. Bad mistake. We're watching episode ever. We were up till, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock. Family is what family friendly, Brandon? Are you talking about Making a Murderer? Because I can go into that for a little bit if you want. If you're talking about one of the other movies, I can let you know about that too. Making a Murderer is not family friendly in the aspect of the subject matter. The subject matter is about murder and, dark things and those kind of things. However, it's not full of what you would consider necessarily objectionable content. There's a few, bad words here or there that these people say in the course of their lives. They aren't bleeped out. They are left in. And some of the images are gory because of although I'm trying to think back, I don't think there was a lot of gore because there's not a lot of evidence of gore in this case. So I wouldn't say it's family friendly, but I also wouldn't say it's like over the top, you're going to have to wear earmuffs the whole time kind of thing. What was I saying? Oh, with this, if you start watching it, you will want to watch the whole thing. We watched as much as we could before we had to crash, and then we watched the rest of it the next day. The reason is it's such a compelling story. You should do a binge watch topic on Shoe the Dough, which shows everyone binge watches. Great idea, Jason. Maybe we'll throw that on the podcast. This is so compelling because the subject matter of this case and the court system and our system and how it can be broken in these cases is so compelling. Notice I didn't say how it is broken. I think that's unfair to draw an example like this and go, oh, the whole system's broken. The system is broken in the fact that these things can happen, but the system doesn't always work this way, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit on SiftPop on Friday on the podcast, so we might chat about it a little bit. So I think there's something about it that's intriguing because it's real. And you mentioned Serial, Caleb, and I think that's an apt comparison because it is like that in that you want to know what's going to happen to this guy. Is he really guilty? So there's that whole did he, didn't he thing. And if you're asking me after watching the 10 episodes, I actually kind of think he did, but I do not think they had any evidence that he did. And I certainly don't think his nephew that they said was as involved as they have portrayed him to be. Now, a lot of that is speaking gibberish. If you haven't seen it, that's fine. I don't want to give anything away necessarily if you want to have that experience with it. But it is a crime drama in the best sense of the word. In other words, that you get a sense for the legal system, where it's flawed, how it works, how it doesn't work. You get a sense that how it well, there are no spoilers because there's no answers. Sorry, I should have done a spoiler alert. So I would highly recommend it. It is as good as everybody says. It is as compelling as everybody says, and I had a great time. It's one of those things you want to talk with people. I was very glad I watched it with my wife because we could have conversations about it. It's not one you want to watch alone. Inside joke, yes, helicopters, spoilers. So anyhow, highly recommend it and would encourage you to check it out. That's all I got. Those 3 things for this week. Once again, you can check out the YouTube channel. Just search for Aaron Dicer if you want to see the reviews of the other stuff that came out this week, and we will do that. So, any final questions before I go? Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for tuning in. We will do this every Monday around 5 o'clock. So if you're available around 5 o'clock on Mondays, 5 o'clock Central, I should say, and you want to hang out and do the Monday Movie Scope thing with me, it'll be a blast. So Yeah, Danae and I. Yeah, we should. We should start scoping again. We haven't done that in a little bit, so I will see if I get. Danae does the radio show I do with me, and for those who don't know, who may just be familiar with the YouTube channel, she does the radio show with me, and then also co-hosts the podcasts that we do throughout the week. You can find out more about us at aaronanddanae.com, and we will try to scope more. Perry Poppins. Little Periscope popping in, little Perry Poppins should return. We will do our best. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm going to peace out, and we'll catch you next Monday.